Mensah was born on Wednesday, 25th October 1934 in Kumasi. She was born to the late Joseph Henry Mensah, referred to the Papa as by the family, a colonial civil servant who hailed from Elmina, and Rose Mensah, nee Mame Abnatebua, the daughter of Bemuhin of Sunyani of Domase, Nana Kofi and Obapenyi Yadonko. Mami sold textiles supplied by the United African Company. Theresa, or Abba, as she was fondly called, was the 7th of 10 children born to the couple who survived into adulthood. The family settled in a large house in the Dum business district of Kumasi. They spoke Fanti at home and were devout Catholics. The family was close-knit, so she grew up supported and surrounded by love. Theresa started her primary schooling at St. Benedict's and continued at Our Lady of Apostles, girls' boarding school in Keta in the Volta region. During the holidays, she and some of her siblings would visit their eldest sister, Grace Quist-Acton, a senior educationist who lived in Tamale with her husband, Edward Quist-Acton. Theresa had a ear for languages and learned Ewe and Hausa, in addition to the Twi, Fanti, and English that she spoke flawlessly. After Standard 7, she declined to complete forms that would have allowed her to continue her education at Ola. She stuck to her decision, even though her eldest brother, J.H. Mensah, aka Uncle Abio, to whom she was close, encouraged her to pursue academic study. Theresa chose instead to work at a Komfanochia hospital as a staff nurse. She started this job without her father's knowledge, but he offered her his support when he realized how determined she was. Papa decided that J. Jr. should help Theresa enroll in a nursing training course in Edinburgh in the United Kingdom. Brother Abio helped his sister with all the forms, including her passport application. The passport arrived late, when the nursing course had already started, and her brother noticed officials had made an error with her date of birth. He pointed it out to her, but she refused to delay the trip any further, and the mistake became her official date of birth. Between 1958 and 1961, she trained as a registered general nurse at the Edinburgh Southern Hospital School of Nursing. Life in Edinburgh was good despite the weather. Theresa enjoyed the social life and made some good friends. One of her friends, Emma Bento, became her sister-in-law when she married Dr. Peter Mensah, now deceased, who was Theresa's older sibling. In 1962, Theresa completed her midwifery Part 1 at the Nuffield Maternity Home in Oxford, followed by Part 2 at Paddington General Hospital on the Harrow Road in London, now known as St. Mary's Paddington. She also undertook a course in premature baby nursing in 1963 and obtained a certificate in advanced nursing administration from the Royal College of Nursing in 1980. Before continuing her studies in Oxford, she attended the Republic Day dance in London with a friend in 1961. Unknown to her, a young man who had recently been called to the bar at Lincoln's Inn was also going to the dance. Coincidentally, he was planning to move to Exeter College in Oxford to further his studies and had been advised by a friend to take a good look at Miss Theresa. John Ejekum Kuffuor had set his heart on working in public service and wanted to find a Ghanaian woman to support him in that career. He asked for a change of partners on the dance floor and introduced himself to Theresa. They became friends. They later saw each other in Oxford and renewed their acquaintance. The following year, during a trip to Ghana to register for the Ghana Bar, John Kuffuor told his mother about his friendship with Abba. His mother knew the Mensah family, so she told him to take a bottle of schnapps to Ochasu, the Mensah family home, by way of an introduction. John was accompanied by his relative, Nana Dakot Kuffuor. At Ochasu, they saw Mami and her senior brother, Master Boyhin, who recognized John from his time at the government boys' school. J.H. Mensah Sr. was cordial and accepted a bottle of schnapps, but unfortunately, he died within a couple of weeks. The heartbroken Theresa could not attend her father's funeral. However, John Ejekum Kuffuor and his family were present. The couple decided to get engaged and were married at the Brompton Oratory in Knightsbridge, London, on the 8th of September, 1962. Theresa was sad that her father would not be walking her down the aisle. However, her brother, J.H., was in London on his way to a conference, so he assumed that role. The newlyweds began their married life in Oxford, and after they had completed their studies, they moved to Muswell Hill in London. The couple had 3 children within 3 years. The first, John Adokwabo, also known as Chief, was followed by Anne-Marie Nanama Ampoma a year later, and Helen Nanasa the year after that. By 1965, the family had returned to Ghana and set up home in Kumasi. And Theresa began working at Tech Hospital on the campus of the University of Science and Technology. She had many friends and worked alongside her best of friends, Mrs. Justina Osebonsu. In 1968, the couple had a 4th child, a son, named Edward Kojojokum. When the Progress Party won the general election of 1969, and Theresa Kuffuor's husband became a member of parliament, the family moved to Accra. He was appointed the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, so he traveled frequently on government business. Theresa focused on supporting him, hosting dignitaries, and raising her children. Her best friend Justina had also moved to Accra because her husband, Kwabnajima Osebonsu, was also an MP for Asokwa and a Minister of State. The idyll was short-lived. In 1972, on the 13th of January, the couple awoke to news of the government of Prime Minister Kofi Abrefa-Buzia had been overthrown by Colonel Ignatius Kutuwe Champong, who installed the National Redemption Council. Theresa's husband entered political detention at Asher Fort in Accra while she was expecting her 5th child. She began to pay regular visits to her husband in prison and set about rebuilding her life with her 4 young children. Her brother J.H. was also in political detention at Nsawam prison. She drew strength from her Catholic faith as she fasted and prayed. Her strength of character and determination to do things her way helped during this period. Family and friends rallied around, with her elder sister's husband, Mr. Frimpong, aka Bench, and her mother, Mami, being among the frequent visitors to the small house in Kanda. In June 1972, Theresa had her last child, a boy, named Victor Kofi Owusu-Friye Mensah. She befriended some of the wardens at Asher Fort, and they would sometimes come home for a meal and to collect her husband's laundry before their shift. Children were not allowed visits to the prison, a policy with which she disagreed. On Christmas Day, she took her children to Ashford, muttering about them not being allowed to see their father. She told the older ones to stand outside by the small metal gate with bars in the wall, which linked the cells to the waiting area. And she went inside with the baby wrapped in a cloth. Her determination paid off. Mr. Kuffuor saw the baby during that visit and waved to the other children as he walked with the guard to and from the visiting area. Mrs. Kuffuor was strict, but a loving mother. She taught her children to work hard, attend Mass regularly, and always have faith in God. Their lives revolved around Christ the King Church and its school, which all the children attended. They were also registered as members of the Catholic Youth Organization and the Boy Scouts or the Girl Guides. She seemed to know everything that happened in her house, and anyone caught breaking a rule would be dealt with. She was a good storyteller who had a way with words, and the house was always filled with laughter. She could whistle every family member's name clearly, including her husband's. She was sociable and caring, and had a group of loyal friends. She was also a mother to all manner of people, and the house was often full. Her husband was released from prison after 15 months, and they set about rebuilding their lives. In the middle of 1973, she began work as the first matron of the newly established Cocoa Clinic. The Third Republic was inaugurated in 1979, and Theresa's husband re-entered Parliament as the deputy minority leader. Family life was busy, and with the children engaged in extracurricular activities, while Theresa continued to work full-time and support her husband. After Flight Lieutenant General John Rawlins seized power in a coup in 1981, however, life became difficult. The couple decided to send the older children to London for safety. In 1982, the eldest two left, and they were followed a year later by the third. Mrs. Kuffuor was now supporting her family on 2 continents. She left Cocoa Clinic and ventured into self-employment. In 1992, it was decided that Ghana would return to democratic rule, and Theresa threw herself into supporting her husband in all his campaigning. She extended her network, attended rallies, and used her local language skills to good effect. She spoke Ga fluently too. She was at her husband's side when he won the nomination to lead the New Patriotic Party in the 1996 presidential election, and was there when he conceded defeat to President Rawlins. He ran again in 2000, and she became the First Lady when John Kuffuor was sworn in as President on January 7th, 2001. Theresa shunned the limelight, but graciously accepted the responsibility of being a mother to the nation. As she was a nurse, she decided to focus on issues that had a bearing on women's and children's lives: the need to provide advice and vocational training opportunities for young women, community-run creches, preschool facilities, and micro-enterprises that would lead to long-term self-sufficiency. She attended Mass at Christ the King regularly despite her busy schedule, and was often to be seen singing with the choir, which she joined in 1995. Mrs. Kuffuor set up a non-governmental organization, the Mother and Child Community Development Foundation, to assist women and children living in deprived areas. Her achievements include the establishment of development centers in underdeveloped areas of Accra, such as Kotobabi and Amasaman. She facilitated the acquisition and installation of a mammogram machine at Sunyani General Hospital and sponsored training in soap making dressmaking, shea butter processing in such areas as Kumasi, Kuffuor, and the then 3 northern regions. The foundation also built and equipped a bakery in Nsawam. She spoke tirelessly about the need to curb the spread of HIV/AIDS in Africa by setting targets for prevention, treatment, care, and support. She traveled extensively, locally and internationally, and without her husband. Theresa was a good ambassador for Ghana. She worked behind the scenes to influence government policy in areas such as free school feeding, free medical care for pregnant women, and free, compulsory, and universal basic education. After her husband left office in January 2009, Theresa continued her advocacy and support work through her foundation. She also spent more time with her children, grandchildren, extended family, and friends. She visited her siblings, Brother J.H., Brother Peter, and Sister Amma often. She attended Mass even when she was unwell, because she did not want her brother to miss seeing her at church and worry. She was proud when in 2010, the Vatican bestowed on her the papal award of Dame of the Order of St. Gregory the Great. Theresa retired from public life due to ill health. She bore her illness bravely and with quiet dignity. She caught a cold at the end of August 2023 and was admitted to hospital. She rallied and was discharged after a few days, but remained frail. She slipped away gracefully and peacefully at her family house in Peduase in the afternoon of 1st October 2023, with her family gathered around her. She is survived by a husband of 61 years, John Ejekum Kuffuor, one sister, all 5 of her children, and 14 grandchildren. May she rest peacefully in the bosom of our Lord. Amen.
Carbohydrates, no. Now, so what can someone say? Would it be a casa? A promede, a wade, true green foods. If you're not purposely enumerate, who begs me don't want to true green foods on Kwaso. Say, and we hear so wubeti, not a preventing and young would be at say hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, and all sorts of metabolic diseases, say stroke, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, and in a so forth. And one need true green foods. A boost what you was about. Per way to so etikakra, and now we maintain no. Kono true green foods. Na ebe ye home na ye fair. Did you be afraid?
703 300 5039 and in 703 670 3640.
True green foods. Apomezin kwara chum.
Me did the young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bush for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. Intienne. Also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Never see kakomo bush for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Hello, love.
Gary, do you have Mommy's parcel for her big day?
The shipping company says it will take 1 month.
A month? Gary, use Rapid.
Rapid?
Rapid courier ships from the United States to Ghana and 9 other African countries within 3 to 5 days. Log on to rapidgroup.com, buy, ship to us, and we deliver right to your doorstep.
That fast?
Yes, that's rapid for you. Can you sign this?
I thought you only ordered Mommy's parcel.
No, I ordered a few car parts too.
Are you too busy to shop? We will shop for you. Rapid also has a luggage delivery service, so you can make that extra luggage and we will deliver at the lowest rate. Locate Rapid Courier on the Spinters Road off the Lekma Road.
Rapid Courier. Just shop. We deliver. Enjoy.
Malata African market, and I'm Papa. African market.
Order for so blonze ha. Now open African market, Papa Didra. Wakumato Yamudia. Malata African market at Demusronko. Smoked fish, meat, dry fish, so pekenki, rice, yam, fufu flour ninyania who do a free Africa. Afe, you want to my papa. Boy rekente, Adamasi kente, Ahenia woodwo, any nyoma bebre, na ubenya wo, Malata African market. Shushiachi aquine, any number, I was screening so Malata African market mu King Kong.
Malata African market, and I'm Papa. African market, Malata African market.
At Diaspora Insurance, we understand the importance of dignified send-offs within Ghanaian culture and traditions. We also understand that you want to avoid the double trauma of your family grieving and not having the financial support to cover funeral expenses when you are not around. With our Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan, you can now cover yourself or your family in Ghana or abroad. With no medicals required, we'll accept you if you are under 75 years. Visit our website today or call us to complete a simple form in under 5 minutes. With Diaspora Insurance, your peace